This is the Keep Scrolling podcast, and this show is for people who drive with their knees. We are out here. What is up? This is the Keep Scrolling podcast, and I'm your host, TJ Taylor. And we got a great show for you today, I think. I haven't done the show already, and no, I just assume that it's going to be a good one because I have faith in myself. I got faith in myself. All right. So, let's see. What the fuck is here? You guys hear about this Arthur episode where Mr. Ratburn gets married to a dude? Oh my God. I think black people, we're too homophobic. And I really think that being homophobic the way we are is hurting. It's hurting us. You know? These gay people are here, man. Ain't nothing we could do. We can't keep our kids away from it. We really can't. Because when they go to school, they're going to see Tommy and his two gay dads. And they're going to be like, how is that happening? What's up with that? And they're going to come home and they're going to ask you. And what are you going to say? Son, don't look at them. Don't even look at them, son. You can't talk to Tommy. You can't go over to Tommy's house. They got two gay dads. And the fear is that your kid's going to be gay. I mean, what do you do in that situation? What if your kid's gay? What are you going to do? What if your kid turns out gay? We're going to have to be okay with this. Because white people had to be okay with niggas having rights, with niggas voting, with niggas going to the same school. Like, it's not nearly as bad, obviously, as the shit that black people went through. But it is a civil rights issue nonetheless. These motherfuckers are getting, well, they were. I'm not really sure how the military thinks about this. I'm not up on my gay news. But niggas was getting kicked out the military. Motherfuckers was just now able to get married and all this shit. And now we got lady men in the mix. And you know what? You got to be able to do you. You got to be able to do you. We got to stop trying to ban shit. Especially when it comes to individuals. Let Mr. Ratburn get married. Your kids are going to see the shit anyway. The more you keep away from them, the more they're going to find out. They're curious. Kids are smart, bro. They know how to get the information. So, I mean, just tell them about it. I would. I'm going to tell my son about it. There's gayness. And you got to deal with that. All right. So, here's a post from Forrest, my friend Forrest. And he's shared a post from Living Blue in Georgia. And it says, here's a test. I'm holding a baby in one hand and a petri dish holding an embryo in the other. I'm going to drop one. You choose which. If you really truly believe an embryo is the same thing as a baby, it should be impossible for you to decide. You should have to flip a coin. That's how impossible decisions should be. Shot in the dark, you save the baby because you're aware there's a difference. Now, there's a lot going on with women's rights. I try not to get involved in this type of shit which is really difficult for me to do because it's on the Facebook feed. So I got to talk about it. I think I don't talk about everything, but this is something that's important. A woman's body is something that is has nothing to do with you. It's her body. You can't make decisions about this person's body. I think any law that has anything to do with imposing a restriction on you doing whatever it is that you want to do that isn't hurting anybody or anything like that, like any law like that is wrong inherently, as long as you're not messing with anyone else or affecting anyone else. And let's be honest, a 8-week-old embryo, he doesn't give a shit about a lot of shit. He's not even hungry yet. The baby comes out of the womb screaming. And it's because, firstly, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? It's so bright. Right? It's just a lot to take in. Like, think about that. You're born and you come into it and all these people are grabbing at you. You don't even know what any of this is. You have no idea. There's just people grabbing at you and pulling at you. And I've seen a birth. And I got to tell you, the baby is not even aware until past the neck. Like, because you have to kind of be dead a little bit to come through the birth canal. Not dead, but in a state of suspended animation, I guess. Because when my son came out, his face was very lifeless until they pulled him out past the shoulders. And it's like, okay, that vagina is so tight around this baby's neck that he needs to basically be not really breathing so that he can come through this canal. So even me seeing that, like, I feel like if you're 8 weeks pregnant or something and you just say, fuck this, I'm gonna get the scoop. I'm gonna go get the scoop on this thing. And I think that's okay. I mean, it's your body. It's not like, I mean, if your baby is 6 months, if you're 6 months pregnant, bro, like you got a baby. You've waited too long. But I mean, there's a slippery slope argument though, because what about 5 months? I still say no. What about 4 months? I kind of still say no. So who should it be up to? Not me, obviously. I don't even know shit. I don't know anything. Why would I be able to decide? And I don't know. It poses a really big question to me because I consider myself not necessarily liberal, but most of the things that I think line up with liberal thought process, but a lot of things I think don't. So I think I'm independent a little bit. So my question is, in what way can we come to a compromise legislatively on this topic? Because there's a lot of punditry about this subject, especially from liberals, the liberal side, which is most of my feed, because like I said, most of my thought process aligned with the liberal side of politics. But what we don't understand, liberals that is that conservatives aren't just trying to control women's bodies. This is not the goal, right? The goal is you're murdering people that don't even have a chance to come to the world to do anything. You're just murdering them. And we hide it under this word called abortion. and we make it like, oh, it's a women's right issue, but it's really a murder issue. You're murdering a baby. This is what they think. I'm not saying that this is how I feel, but because honestly, it's your body. You should be able to do what you want. And the point is, these are two to a outside observer. These are two very valid reasons, and for being against each other. Like this is a very good argument, I think. Like, are you killing babies? Are you controlling a woman's body? So what way can we meet in the middle there and compromise to say, all right, well, to appease you, there's this, and to appease you, there's this. This issue is kind of a hard one to do that with because, nigga, one side thinks you're murdering babies, and the other side thinks you're controlling my body. It's so hard. It's a conundrum. Nobody will ever be satisfied with any compromise. Because on the right, compromise means you're killing babies. On the left, compromise means you're controlling what I get to do with my body. If you have your baby, you can't just say, okay, and throw him out the window and say that was basically an abortion. You can't do that. So when you can have a baby at 6 or 5 months. 5 months is too early, but 6 months is also too early. But they're premature babies, and they can grow, and they can live, and they can, become productive members of society eventually. Now, Republicans, what do you think about disabled children? In the womb, there's some disabilities that you can see already. What about those babies? How about them? I'm not gonna go too deep into that. I'm actually gonna move on. Here's the post. It says, how many second graders do you think you could beat up if they came at you in waves of 10 with the 5th grader boss coming every 5th wave? Bro, I could take out a lot of second graders, bro. Second grade, let's see. 5 is kindergarten, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, first grade. 7 to 8 is second grade. Now, an 8-year-old is pretty strong. And if 10 of them came at you at the same time, you could probably do some sort of tornado fist spin, and you'll knock out 6 or 7 second graders. And then your kicks don't have to be that high; they're short. You can get some kicks in there. In the 5th grader now. 5th grade. Let's see what. 7 to 8 second grade. 8 to 9 third. 9 to 10 4th grade, and then 10 to 11 is 5th grade. 5th graders, 10 to 11. That is pretty big. Like if it's a big 10 to 11-year-old. I've seen 6 foot tall 11-year-olds. They usually go on to do great things, but I think I can fuck them up still. You know what I'm saying? You just can't you got to spread them out. That's really what it is. You got to run around, spread them out, and take on, basically 1 or 2 at a time. And you can get through that. That's easy. I don't know how many waves. I probably get pretty tired depending on how much time in between the waves I get. And where are they coming from? Where are those second graders coming from? Are you like on a playground at an elementary school? That's where you're fighting. Texas Senate votes to expand legal access to medical cannabis. This is from Fox 26. It appears legally produced cannabis oil will soon have thousands of new Texas customers. Weed is going to be fully legal before abortion. I guarantee it. It's so crazy. It's like the mindset of America is so fucked up. If it will keep you happy, if it'll keep you happy and keep you from, really thinking that much about stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. As long as you're not gonna go to a rally or call your senator and ask about all these stupid laws and non-action that they're doing. If it's gonna help minimize that, then they don't mind it. Like marijuana, like they're really looking at it like, oh, this is a drug. Only drug addicts do marijuana, which is why they won't fully legalize it. But if you look at Colorado and Nevada and Oregon and those states like that, like crime has gone down, and people are generally happier just because they got this plant. And that's good. It's good that people are generally happier. That's great. But what about, global warming, and I think I read somewhere 150 or so months. It'd be too late to do anything about it. It'd be too late to do anything. Honestly, I think it is too late already. There's really nothing you can do to reverse the destruction of the earth. So, smoke some weed, man. Get your shit together. Get your mind right. Fuck it. We finna die a horrible death anyway. Alright, there's this a post of just a white man walking down the street. He's walking down the sidewalk and there's people on it. There's people on the sidewalk. And he walks in between two ladies. A white man, of course. He walks in between two ladies, one of them being a very old woman and the other one being like her daughter or something. He walks between them and punches them in the chest as hard as he can. The old woman collapses, and the younger woman is holding her chest for a while. And I don't know. This guy's not even running. He's still walking away slowly. This is weird. It's weird. You're walking down the street, you punch two bitches in the chest, and then one collapses, the other one is holding it. I wonder, this is definitely mental illness of some sort. No one does this. No one's ever done this before. And of course it's white people. I mean, how can you stop that? I'm watching a video, Steph Curry. They used the whole 24-second shot clock on this particular play. Steph Curry, it never stops running. He never stops running, trying to shake. Is that Lillard? Yeah, trying to shake Dame Lillard off of him. Running around screens and shit. They used the whole shot clock, and they moved the ball probably about 4 times, and Steph had the ball 2 of those 4 times, and the last time he shot a 3, and I know that it was heart-wrenching for Dame because he was trying his best to chase this nigga down the whole time. How do you stop that? Or you just have to run just as much and just as fast and not get tired. And oh my God, I would hate to guard that motherfucker. I hate guarding him on 2K. Is anyone out here eating dragon fruit? Because there's a post here of Starbucks. They got dragon fruit and a mango dragon fruit drink. And I'd be like, if you ever tasted a dragon fruit, it doesn't taste like anything. It's like a bite of water. Maybe I had a bad dragon fruit, but I doubt it. And maybe if you put some sugar on it or something, the taste will come out. But I don't know. When I ate dragon fruit, I took a bite. I took a big bite. And the way that I taste stuff is say, fuck it. It's food. I'm just gonna bite it. And then I experience the food in a much better way that way. You just bite it. Fuck it. Don't be scared. Niggas be scared like the food is gonna be nasty as shit or something. Here's a post and it says how I flush a public toilet, and it's Michael Jackson mid kick, and he's got his foot up like that's how he flushes it. And bro, do you know how bad it really is, bro? You don't even know how bad it really is. Like, there are so many germs. Not just the fact that most people who touch a public toilet didn't wash their hands before they came in. So there was all the shit that they were doing prior to coming to this particular bathroom in this public place. All that shit is still on their hands when they flush it. And then when you do flush it, public toilets tend not to have a lid, like a toilet seat cover. So all those dookie particles are just flying through the air. What do? Well, I tell you what you do. You Michael Jackson kick, and you flush the toilet like that. And you run away before it actually flushes, because that's where the particles come from. Shit starts spraying up into the sky. It's awful. Don't touch that. Pakistani woman gives birth to 11 babies. Now, this is the most pregnant person I've ever seen in my life. There's 11 babies in there. There is 11 babies in there. Now, what kind of sentence would she get if she was in Georgia and got several abortions? What is the abortion? What's the protocol for aborting 11 babies? There's never been any written. Jesus Christ. It's like you probably pull them out of there like you do clothes out of the dryer. When your clothes are in the dryer and they're done and you start pulling them out, that's how those babies probably looked. You grab a handful of clothes and you turn them around and you throw them in the hamper, which in this case would be the trash.
Many black parents lose their children, many Muslim parents lose their children, Jewish parents lose their children, and nobody pays attention. And because we have this myth of the sacredness of the white female, I've been given a platform, so I'm going to use that platform to keep drawing attention back to where the issues are. Thank you, Ms. Bro, and I'm...
Damn it, an ad. Basically, a white lady came and said, my children are missing, and I'm in Congress right now. But a nigger child goes missing, and they look for him for about 30 to 45 minutes. And they just stand out. They just stand at the edge of the woods and peek in. Call you a little bit. DeQuante! Well, look like the nigga ain't coming back. All right, called it off. Called everything off. It's fucked up, and I'm glad that somebody's bringing light to it. Here's a post posted by the one and only Ebony Trinae. Well, shared by her anyway. Sis, there are bigger goals in life than being a good woman to a man. Be a good woman to yourself, 2019. This is true. This is true. Everybody's trying to find that one. Everybody wants to be in that beautiful fairy tale relationship. But I gotta tell you, that shit, I guess eventually you will find somebody if you have a new boyfriend every few months. Eventually you're going to land on the one who is, the one for you. Or you'll land on the guy who will murder you and your children. So I don't think that's a good way to go about it. Just just wait. Literally. Just wait. Think about making yourself better. Figure out what you want. Figure out what your personal issues are. And sometimes guys will meet you in the middle. Guys will meet you in the middle of that. And you'll work on getting yourself together with him. And it might be a really good guy to help you do that. Most relationships that end abruptly is because people aren't willing to help you through your personal issues. And it's not their problem to do it. I mean, just because you're in a relationship with you doesn't mean that they have to deal with your shit, which is why they leave. So if you want to just have better relationships, make sure you know what it is that you want. Make sure you understand what your emotional issues are. If you understand that, then your relationship will be good. No doubt about it. Now, I am looking at this post here, and it is a new product. This product is basically, imagine a mouth guard, right? Now, when you're playing football or something, there's a couple of different types of mouth guards you can get, but imagine the one where there's a string that comes out of the front that attaches to your football helmet. Now, imagine if that string, instead of it being a string, was almost like a ball that you can use for extra lip grip. And on either side of this ball are wings, long plastic wings, kind of shaped like it's almost shaped like a straight boomerang, hanging off of this ball that is attached to the mouth guard in your mouth. And the wings have weights on the ends of them, and what you do is you nod yes profusely with this thing in your mouth, and it's supposed to give some resistance to your neck. And it's all women doing this, because no men would, because it looks like you're sucking a dick. You look like you're sucking a dick. And this thing looks ridiculous. I'm going to share this right now. It looks ridiculous. And it's all non-black people. There's some Asians in there. I don't know if this lady's Spanish or not, but it's mostly white. Ooh. Every invention that comes out doesn't have to be used. I mean, this isn't a great thing. This is stupid. There's different weights. You can adjust it to be heavier. Oh yeah, she know what she doing. They all look like they're sucking dicks. It's ridiculous. Oh, here's an interesting post. Smelling your partner's gas will make you live longer. Hydrogen sulfide is the same thing that gives you the unpleasant smell, but it also has the ability to prevent dementia, arthritis, heart attacks, or cancer. Now, the image here that they decided to use probably isn't the best, and I'm going to try my best to describe it to you. So imagine a generic white woman from a Vicks Vapor Rub commercial smelling. She's doing that Vicks Vapor Rub smell. Her face is probably photoshopped next to a man who is just shown from like the elbows down to like the middle of the thigh, and he's bending over in the face of this woman, and he's spreading his butt cheeks open, but he's wearing pants. He's got on khakis, but he's spreading his ass cheeks open, and there's this perpetual mist of green coming from what looks to be where his asshole is. Now, it makes me question this altogether, because it's just a meme. I gotta do some more research on this, because I don't know if Buttman and Vicks Vapor Rub white woman are the right people to ask about this. Anyway, I'm gonna go to a commercial break, and I gotta use it, so I'll be back. Commercials. Tired of trying to rob someone's house while the only person home is a kid? And whenever you break in, there's all these little traps and junk you gotta get through. The hot doorknob, the swinging paint cans, and don't forget the dreadful slippy slide stairs. You need the Wet Bandits Protection Kit. This kit comes with a helmet, comes with a wet sweater and a wet beanie. So when that fire comes from the ceiling, you'll be ready. It'll just catch the beanie. You can get all of this stuff in one pack for $30,000. And for those of you who can afford this, you probably don't need to break in a house. Wet Bandit Kid. There's been a lot of Uno debate on my timeline as well. And this is how I feel, bro. You play a draw two. You can play another draw two of whatever color and make the person to the right of you, or whichever direction you're going, draw four. It adds up for the next person. If you have a draw two and the person that is before you plays that draw two, you can pass the draw two by adding another one and making it two draw twos, and the person next to you has to draw them. And that can keep going as long as everybody has draw twos. But you can't throw a draw four on there. That's not the same shit. It ain't the same shit. Draw four, you can play two draw fours and pass it around like that, but you can't put a draw two on a draw four and say, no, you gotta draw six. It doesn't work like that. There's tons of Game of Thrones memes, but I just don't watch it. So I can't laugh at any of the memes. I could read a meme and maybe the Game of Thrones watchers would get it. But I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to take that chance. The truth is, here's a post. Men don't know what they want to eat either. That's why they ask us. This is why we ask you. Because we'll eat wherever you eat. We'll go wherever you want to go. You want to go to Panda Express? Awesome. I'll eat there too. If I don't want to eat there, I'll just eat whatever's next to it. It doesn't matter. But women, you have a specific taste of what you want. You know everywhere you don't want to eat. And we're like, I don't care where I eat as long as some eating gets done. So it's not like that. It's not like, oh, we don't know, so we're gonna ask her. No. We just don't give a fuck. The most stolen object of all time. And there's a Bic lighter there. This is only true for smokers. Because if you're in an office or anywhere where you have to sign anything on the receipt, at the car dealership, you're buying a new car, you gotta sign stuff. And you're gonna put that pen in your pocket. You just are. I mean, you will. That's what happens. Pens and lighters are the worst for people who smoke and people who have jobs where you have to write shit. I have pens from years ago. I don't know where they came from. I don't buy any of this. I don't buy any of these pens. Them shit just end up in my shit. What do? So, here's a post of a man on the highway, and he's filming someone else, and they're driving down the highway with their foot out of the window, barefoot, out of the window, out of the driver's side window. And he hasn't pulled up to where he can see the person, but he's driving like behind them to the side, and the nigga's foot is hanging out of the window. How far are you driving to where you need this type of relaxation? And that's not an excuse either, but what are you doing? What do you do? No one wants that stinky mist all in the air behind them. You got your foot stink out. What if you get into an accident? You're doing the splits. No matter what kind of, if you get T-boned, you're doing the splits. Your legs are up. You got to put your feet down, bro. Somebody said, that's me getting head on the freeway. And that might be the best reason for doing that. I feel sorry for the Netflix era kids. They will never know the high stakes adrenaline of running to the bedroom in a single ad break with the beckoning call of a sibling screaming, "It's on!" to send you hurtling over furniture to get back in time. And then somebody says, couldn't you just pause it? And then that's how you know. That's how you know they're a young one. People who were born in 1999, 2000 are adults now. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Holy shit. Here's another black man being shot. Charles Roundtree. Sitting on his couch at home, the police come up to the fucking door, banging on it. The door is open, the screen door is closed. And the officer, he banged on the door and started shining the light. The kid gets up and says, "Who is shining the light in my house?" And they say it was a gun in his waistband or whatever the fuck. And even if it is so, they didn't ask for no gun license or nothing like that. They didn't ask for shit. They didn't say anything. They just flashed the light. They saw the kid get up and just start busting. Too much power, man. That's too much power for one person. It's too much power, bro. Here's a post. Who has the most on-site rivalry? And this is between Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, Powerpuff Girls, and Mojo Jojo, some anime I'm not familiar with, and Tom and Jerry. And the person said, Tom and Jerry didn't say a word for 70 years, all action. Which is fucking true. These niggas don't talk. They don't give a damn. If Tom see Jerry nigga, that's it. Jerry will hide from Tom, but if Tom see that nigga Jerry, that's it. Jerry will go steal his milk or some dumb shit. See, everybody be on Jerry's side, but most of the time, Tom don't be studying that nigga. He be sleep or some shit, and Jerry will fucking fall into some invisible ink and go drink that nigga's milk up. Jerry is a bitch ass nigga, bro. You can't come fucking with my shit and then act like the victim when I come to beat your ass.
If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Certainly. Well, if you like to come out, it's a chance to catch your breath and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah. Now, thank you, Lord, help me. Let me pray.
Well, let me just ask you a really simple question. A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We have brought over 100, let's see, the latest figures just came out, 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ. Let me give you another example. Last May, I was scheduled for Lagos, Nigeria. That's a long ways. I had a week off, and I was scheduled for Peru. And I prayed about it, and I thought, I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem. Without the airplane that we have that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Well, my question then, okay, all right, but I want to get to the demons, because people are very concerned about that.
Okay. That was Kenneth Copeland. He is a TV pastor. And lately, I've been getting a lot of stuff on my feed about religion and about pastors and about just church people in general. And it's really fucked up when you want to go to church and you want to praise God and you want to do all this stuff. But for one, you can't trust who's giving you the word. Like, how am I supposed to trust you as a man of God and, nigga, you living way better than us, and this is all you do? Like, I give you money because God needs it, or whatever the hell they tell you, which sucks to me because I think that church should just say, hey, it costs money to keep the lights on here. It costs money to keep the air conditioner on. And this is our only source of income. So if you guys want to help us pay these bills, then that's cool. I really don't see no problem with that. If you're in a place of worship and this is where you like to go and you love these people who are here and you get to see them every Sunday and fellowship with them, then you would want to support something like that. I understand that. But don't make me feel guilt for not having it or not being in a position to be able to pay for it. And even if I got it, it's up to me if I want to give it to you. You don't have to, say God is going to send you to hell if you don't put up to $10, at least $10 in the collection plate. It pisses me off because so many people believe in the Bible and they believe in this shit to the point, bro, people think that when they die, they could be burning in hell for eternity, or they can live in this paradise. So for you to use this against people for your financial gain is ridiculous. It's so bad faith. Like, it's like, how am I supposed to trust anything that anyone says? You're the man of God. And you get these preachers who live way better than anybody who's in their congregation. Big mega churches, big mansions and cribs. This guy was just talking about, he said, Tyler Perry gave me such a good deal on that plane that I had to buy it. He gave you such a good deal on a private jet that you had to buy it. Like, for the Lord, nigga, you don't have to do that. No one needs it. You just do that so you can live that luxury life and eat from the fruits of your lying. And I mean, it's really hard to trust somebody like that. And if you go into church every Sunday and you give into the building fund and you don't see nothing building, you should have some real concerns, and you shouldn't feel bad about asking, or shouldn't feel like, hey, where's my money going? Like, I'm giving this to you. It's not going to God, because this nigga is all powerful. He don't need your little earthly dollars. And what's the conversion rate for heavenly dollars? Because if he could get that money, I'm sure most stuff in heaven is, free, probably. I would hate to have to take my debit card with me when I go. So there's no need for you to really give to a church unless they out and say, hey, we got bills. We got bills here too, just like your house. And we got to pay for that stuff. So, just give what you can. There's a lot of us, so we should make quota pretty easily. Like, just be honest with your people, man. You got to stop pretending. Stop pretending like you know exactly where God is, what he doing, what he said. Bro, it's ridiculous. It turns people off so much. And secondly, you got the people who go to church. People who go to church are no different than anyone else. No different. Just like they believe in this thing, you do too. I mean, you're going to the church as well. So why is their level of belief better than yours? Why? Why do they feel like they can say, oh, you live this type of lifestyle, so you have no business being here, or I don't want to talk to you, or I'm going to talk shit about you to another person here? Like, this is supposed to be the most accepting, loving, caring place in the whole world. A church. It's where you go to lay down your burdens, confess your sins, do all this shit, testimonies, motherboard, whatever the fuck. And here you are, you're going in, you may be, there's this video of a lesbian woman. Listen, she didn't say she was a lesbian, but you know what I'm talking about, man. She dresses like a guy. And maybe that's just her thing, but she never said she was a lesbian. But the way that she was dressed had people looking at her in a way that made her feel so uncomfortable that she came to tears. It brought her to tears, man. Like, how can you be so careless with the opportunity to bring a person closer to God? How can you be so careless? That's crazy. And then there's the fact that we really don't know. Nobody really knows if there's a God up there. So to be so sure about it, to be so certain about it, to the point of if you have any questions about this, about the legitimacy of this, you're probably going to hell. So don't do that. Like, it makes you feel like every thought you have that goes against this is gonna send you to hell, and you're uptight, and you got all this shit built up inside of you that you need to ask, and to me it stunts you, because you start reading about other shit. Maybe you don't know anything about any other religions, because you can't look at other religions under Christianity. That's a sin too. Can't do shit. People got to break out of the religion mindset and get more into a spiritual mindset. Like put yourself on a higher pedestal than you are. Like Christians say, I ain't shit. I can't do shit. There's nothing about me that is good at all. God allows me to do all this stuff, or God is the reason why good things happen to me, and I there's nothing that I can do. God gave me the will and the thought to go and talk to the man about in the McDonald's about giving me extra fries, and thank God he put it on the man's heart to do it. And it takes away your autonomy. Like, you can do shit too. I mean, you don't need God for everything, bro. That's why he made you with a discerning mind, to be able to say, hey, this isn't right, this is wrong. That's not him speaking to you. You're not bicameral, which is something you guys should look up. It's very, very interesting science on bicameral mind, the bicameral mind theory. But basically, it's you don't have to be bicameral. That means that you don't have your own consciousness. It's actually God, and they're telling you everything that you need to do. So that seems like what Christians are doing or going towards, or always have that mindset. Like, but it's you. You're the one. You're the powerful one. You're the one with the strength and the love and the abilities. It's you. You're doing all of that. And if there is a God up there somewhere, I'm sure that he doesn't copy and paste and edit and every single thing in your life every single day. And if he's laid your life out already, everything that you're going to do, everything that you're going to think, if he's already laid all of that out, then what's the purpose of going to worship him and all that stuff? Because you already got your life planned out. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous arguments all over the place. And these preachers who do this kind of shit aren't helping, especially not with me. Because I really don't believe none of this shit. And that's just straight up and down. I might need to, I would love to talk to somebody who is open-minded and religious about some of the issues that I have. But, so. Anyway. Here's a post. And, by God, this happens to me a hell of a whole lot. Sitting on the toilet, 30 minutes gone down a social media black hole. I can't feel my left foot or the bottom half of my leg. Have you ever been shitting? That's the end of that question. No, but have you ever been shitting and you're sitting on the toilet and fucking you always take your phone in there. You always take a phone. It's never a Uncle John's bathroom reader in there. But there is your phone. And you're reading it. You're reading all the posts. You're doing basically what I'm doing right now. You what you do is you sit there and you go down that rabbit hole and you get stuck. You get stuck in your phone. You've long since stopped shitting. Nigga, you end up legs falling asleep and shit. You fucking gotta do that limp out of the bathroom. That disgrace limp. That's awful. The way to mitigate this is tippy toes. Either tiptoe or use a thing to stand your feet on. Because the only thing that'll fall asleep is one of your ass cheeks, because you're going to put more pressure on one than the other. But your legs will be fine. So that's a quick fix. There you go. I hate this idea of you're invited to the barbecue. It implies that a white person is black enough to get in. And to me, that is just inherently too much overstep. You can't get in. You just can't, because it's a nigga thing. Can't get into where niggas is at. Lil Nas X is performing this song, Old Town Road, in front of millions of white people. It's probably 300,000 or so. But lots and lots of white people are listening to this song, and they're saying, This is great. This is great. But is it country though? Is this gonna be the stepping stone into? It's gonna be a stepping stone into white people who listen to country typically switching over to rap music. Is this a gateway drug? Here's a post. People try to make marriage this sacred religious thing. Meanwhile, God ain't even married. Where's Mrs. God? Nowhere, because that nigga's single. And then Lil Duval commented on this, and he said, I mean, the nigga do make a valid point. And God a baby daddy. He got Mary pregnant and left her out here. Think about that, Christians. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Here's a post. What's a really good face mask that gets rid of all your nasty blackheads? And then someone commented a photo of the KKK mask. And I guess. Now I have to figure out what a blackhead means in that context. I guess niggas' heads. But getting rid of it, because the Klan ain't been able to get rid of niggas all this time. So that's, to me, maybe they're leaving. Oh, Klan niggas gotta go. And that's how you get rid of them. India, the country of India, planted 66 million trees in 12 hours. 66 million. They had everybody in the country helping out. That's crazy. Think about this, though. Why are we cutting trees down? Like, laying waste to forest. That's where our oxygen comes from. That's literally where our oxygen comes from. The Amazon rainforest, hold on, there was a fact about this, and I'm going to quote it correctly. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen. The whole world. More than half of the world's estimated 10 million species of plants, animals, and insects live in the tropical rainforest. That's half. Not just the Amazon, just any tropical rainforest. But 20% of the world's oxygen is produced in the Amazon rainforest. That's because it's mostly trees. And we're just laying waste to beautiful forest land. Fucking it up. Here's a post. If the police never did wrong, people would trust them. Nobody ever caught... fuck. If the police never did wrong, people would trust them. Nobody ever made a song called Fuck the Fire Department. Yeah, that's true. Being a police officer is very dicey. It's a very dicey situation to be in. Because first of all, you gotta deal with motherfuckers who are basically, not all the time, but most people that police officers deal with are, they're called for them. Like somebody says, hey, this fucker's out here and I need him to leave. Can you guys help me out here? And they come, and now they got to deal with this motherfucker. Not only that, when you come to the scene, everybody's taking out their fucking cameras. Everybody's yelling at you, don't hurt him. All this shit. I understand how stressful this job can be, which is why you need the steady-handedest niggas you can find to do this job. This job should be held for the elite of the elite when it comes to emotional intelligence, for sure, and social intelligence. You have to know who you're dealing with. You can't be in a neighborhood of people that you're scared of. It's ridiculous. You can't do that. So I'm just saying, man, police officers, you got it tough. I know you do. But you signed up for this job. So you have to treat the people that you deal with correctly. You can't just be out here fucking people up. Alabama Senate approves medical marijuana bill. There it goes. Here it comes, guys. This shit is gonna be legal in the whole country pretty soon. Alright, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end it right there. This has been another episode of the Keep Scrolling podcast. Please like, share, do everything. If you made it this far, man, you gotta like it and share it, bro. Please like and share it. Tell people, hey man, this podcast is a pretty good show. This guy has some great ideas, or some really stupid ideas. You should listen. So, listen, man. I love y'all. Y'all be good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get out of here. Take it easy.